Alcaraz, the first match of a tournament is never easy. The Mercian tennis player needed almost 5 hours to overcome Fabio Fognini. Carlos Alcaraz knows he has to make amends if he wants to continue his journey at this Wimbledon. The Mercian tennis player needed 4 hours and 37 minutes to get past Fabio Fognini, number 130 in the ATP ranking, but ultimately managed to extend his winning streak. He hasn't lost since last April 20th, now 19 consecutive wins. Although Carlitos is aware he has room for improvement, the level shown by the Italian, who ended up asking the Mercian for his shirt, surprised everyone. To be honest, I don't know why this is his last Wimbledon, because with the level he showed, he could keep playing for another 3 or 4 years. I have to recognize him for this great match. He's a great player, has been throughout his career, and today he showed his talent. I'm sad it's his last Wimbledon, but I'm happy to have shared the court and locker room with him so many times, Alcaraz said affectionately about Fognini. The Mercian also reflected on his own match, which was so different from the exhibitions he delivered just a few days ago at Queen's. Playing the first match of a tournament is never easy, especially on center court. I've already played well on grass, at Queen's, but Wimbledon is different and I felt it. I tried to do my best, but I can do better, and I'm going to try. Overall, it was a good match. Carlitos didn't seem totally disappointed but clearly aware of his areas for improvement. I have to get better. The serve is a big weapon on grass. And I want to keep enjoying being at Wimbledon. In addition, Alcaraz was asked about his next opponent, the surprising and very young Briton Oliver Tarvett. First, he'll face a crowd that will support their local idol, but he wasn't offended. I know it won't be personal, laughs. Then he showed he's already keeping an eye on him. When he qualified for the first time, I found out he was playing in college and has been playing really well on grass. He deserves it and has been doing great, and I'll have to bring my best tennis. If he wants to avoid suffering as much again, he'll definitely need to do just that. Fognini, before the match against Alcaraz, my son called me and said he wanted to come. Fabio Fognini doesn't usually give many interviews, but the occasion of facing Carlos Alcaraz in the first round of his last Wimbledon deserved it. The Italian, very fulfilled by everything tennis has given him throughout his career, spoke to as an AFA ahead of what could be his final match on center court at the All England Lawn Tennis Club. He said playing against Alcaraz made him very happy and that his children would be present at the match. My son called me and said he wanted to come watch the match, and when we ran into Alcaraz, I told him not to greet him because he's my opponent tomorrow. My son got all fired up. He joked in a relaxed chat with the media. Revealed, the serious problem Carlos Alcaraz no one imagined. Normally, when Carlitos has played at Queen's, the court was brand new, the grass not yet worn. But this year, with the introduction of the WTA Queen's the week before the ATP tournament, the grass has already been worn out. The women played first and the green surface is the same. This makes the court slightly slower and won't be what he finds at Wimbledon, where he'll play on a brand new surface. As last year's champion, Carlos Alcaraz will be the one to open center court at the All England Club, and it will be in perfect condition. Fresh, the grass is faster than when it starts showing dirt and footprints make it a bit shorter. That's when play slows down and more rallies happen, just like we're seeing at Queen's. Nadal knows this well, having fallen early at Wimbledon to much lower-ranked players like Steve Darcy, Dustin Brown, or Lucas Rosol, all with quick, efficient play styles on fast grass. That's the trap for Alcaraz. He played his adaptation tournament on worn-out grass. The 5-time Grand Slam winner will need luck in the draw to avoid big servers who could make his life difficult on such a fast surface that will lose speed with each match. Not being adapted could cost him dearly, especially since his main rival, Jannik Sinner, is already competing on a completely fresh surface at the ATP Halle tournament. See below. In any case, Carlitos made his decision and it can't be changed now. His debut, against Adam Walton, was very convincing and he looked eager to make noise on grass again. His next opponent will be Jaume Munar, a player allergic to these conditions but who has improved a lot this season. Alcaraz is chasing his second Queen's title to match Feliciano Lopez. Djokovic on Alcaraz's secret to success: whatever he's doing there, it's working. This Thursday's session at Wimbledon gave us a powerful image: Carlos Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic training on center court. The stars of the last two finals practiced together in a session that drew huge interest. Before stepping on the court, the Serbian spoke to the media and talked about the vacation Alcaraz took in Ibiza after winning in Paris. For Djokovic, whatever he's doing there, it's working. He always wins before and after Ibiza, said the Belgrade native, a 7-time champion at the Cathedral. The former world number 1 also praised Alcaraz and Sinner after their Roland Garros final. What they did in the final was incredible. I was at home, My wife wanted to watch the match, but I didn't. We went to lunch during the first part of the match, but then we came back and watched the rest. It was an amazing match. I give a lot of credit to both of them. It's one of the most historic matches we've seen, he admitted. Sinner and Djokovic prepare to suffer in London. The Wimbledon draw hasn't been very kind to Novak Djokovic and Jannik Sinner, who'll have to fight hard from day one in London, unlike Carlos Alcaraz. Wimbledon 2025 is underway, or at least as of this Friday. The full draw is known and the matches will enjoy starting Monday the 30th, all the way to the final on Sunday, July 13th. As always with random draws, some players have been very lucky, like Carlos Alcaraz. Others will sweat from the start, like Jannik Sinner, Novak Djokovic, or Jack Draper. Starting with the number 1, his first round opponent will be fellow Italian Luca Nardi, who shouldn't pose too many problems. In the second round, he'll likely face the winner of Tseng vs Vukic. But the third round looks tough. Number 27 seed and grass court specialist Denis Shapovalov could be waiting. Then in the fourth round, probably Tommy Paul or Grigor Dimitrov. But the real tourmalet starts in the quarterfinals, possibly Lorenzo Musetti, though he's arrived without having played on grass this year, or especially Ben Shelton, who thrives on this surface. Then Draper, Djokovic, or a surprise, before a final against the winner of Alcaraz's side. As for Noel, his path is brutal. His opener will be against Frenchman Alexander Muller, then likely Daniel Evans in round 2. From there, things get wild, Alex Michelsen or Chris Eubanks in the third round, then de Minaur or Macaque in the fourth, and whoever emerges from the Draper/Bublik/Mensik section in the quarters. Before potentially facing Sinner in the semis and Alcaraz in the final. Strong criticism of Alcaraz. When you hear him, it's embarrassing. The US Open has announced a significant change to the mixed doubles format. It will now take place during the week before the singles matches begin. The reason is clear: to attract more tennis stars and make it more interesting. This new format is already bearing fruit, with players like Alcaraz, Sinner, and Djokovic set to participate. The Mercian will team up with world number 38, Emma Raducanu. Not everyone is happy about this. Kristina Mladenovic, a 3-time Grand Slam champion in mixed doubles, has expressed her anger at the new format. When you hear Alcaraz and others say they'll play the tournament for fun and to prepare for the US Open, it's embarrassing. We're talking about a Grand Slam event. It shouldn't be either preparation or fun, she said. It's problematic because it touches the essence of tennis. Mladenovic didn't just criticize the format's presentation, but also the underlying issues. The Frenchwoman denounced the economic interests she believes are behind the change. The US Open is securing a much more lucrative third week in terms of ticket sales, stadium consumption, and probably TV rights. While acknowledging the commercial appeal, she questioned its sporting integrity. From a sporting point of view, it's problematic because it alters the essence of tennis. Mladenovic believes a Grand Slam must respect tradition and its competitive value. A Grand Slam is a competition with a lot of history, in both singles and doubles. And now, suddenly, doubles becomes a big exhibition, and no one can say anything about it. She made it clear the problem isn't the new event itself, but how it's being marketed. There's no issue in organizing such an event, but above all, don't call it a Grand Slam. But first, Wimbledon. Despite the controversy, there's still time before the US Open. First, Wimbledon. The London Grand Slam begins June 30th, and Alcaraz will try to defend his title. The Mercian arrives in top form, having just won Roland Garros and the Queen's Tournament. He's already won 5 titles in 2025 and has taken 27 of his last 28 matches. Impressive numbers. Spanish star Carlos Alcaraz trained for the first time this year at Wimbledon on Wednesday, practicing for nearly 2 hours with Hungarian Fabian Marozsan. The Mercian, who conquered Queens just 3 days ago, returned to the All England club after a couple of days off. The El Palmar native was joined by Juan Carlos Ferrero, who arrived in London earlier this week, his brother Alvaro, his physio Juanjo Moreno, and fitness coach Alberto Yeto. During the nearly 2-hour session at the Aorangi Park practice courts, Alcaraz played a training set against the Hungarian, which Marozsan won 6-4 with a break at 4-4. The moment that changed everything for Carlos Alcaraz in the Queen's final against Jiri Lehecka, it was disappointing. Carlos Alcaraz didn't have it easy against Jiri Lehecka, 7-5, 6-7, 6-2, to lift his 5th trophy of the 2025 season at the ATP 500 London, HSBC Championships Queens 2025. The Mercian, dominant with his serve for much of the match, stumbled in the second set tiebreak with a double fault that forced a decider against the Czech. "It's a fantastic feeling," Alcaraz said in a flash interview after completing the win over Lehecka. It's been an incredibly positive week. Winning titles and tournaments is always nice, and here at Queens it's even more special. It's already 2 wins here, in a week where I honestly didn't have any expectations, he said in response to the always fun grass garrots or grass mode comments after his second win in Paris. I just came here trying to feel comfortable on grass. Lifting this trophy is something very, very special. Then he recalled the most difficult moment of the match. That second set was tough. Going in at 5-5 and suddenly hitting a double fault was quite disappointing. I was serving well until that point, but then I stopped hitting first serves, made that double fault. It was disappointing, because I was controlling the match, I was even with the serve in that set, I felt really good. But as always, Alcaraz relied on the mindset that is turning him into a true legend. I tried to use that second set as motivation to do things right in the third. Stay positive, stay calm, reset, start from zero, keep my cool, and play my best tennis. That was a great moment this week, to be able to turn it around, he concluded. Carlos Alcaraz responds about his relationship with Emma Raducanu. Carlos Alcaraz, the rising star of tennis, and Emma Raducanu, the British sensation, are shaking up the tennis world with their unexpected partnership for mixed doubles at the upcoming 2025 US Open. But what truly stirred up attention was Raducanu's surprise appearance at the Queen's Club Championship to support Alcaraz in an exciting semi-final match against Roberto Bautista Agut. In a post-match press conference, Alcaraz expressed his happiness over Raducanu's presence, admitting that he was focused on the game and only found out about it through social media. "I'm just happy she came to support, to watch my match. Yeah, I think it was great to have her in the stands," said Alcaraz. This unexpected show of support has fans buzzing about the camaraderie between the two young talents. The excitement doesn't stop there, as Alcaraz revealed his wish to return the favor by watching Raducanu compete in Eastbourne or Wimbledon if his tight schedule allows. Despite being rivals on court, the camaraderie and mutual respect between Alcaraz and Raducanu is evident, adding a fresh dynamic to the tennis scene. As Raducanu prepares for her return to the court in Eastbourne after a forced absence due to injury, Alcaraz faces Jiri Lehecka in the final of the ATP 500 event after a hard-fought semi-final win. The stage is set for an intense showdown between the two talented players, with fans eagerly awaiting the result. As the tennis world looks forward to future matches and collaborations between Carlos Alcaraz and Emma Raducanu, one thing is clear: these two young stars are redefining sportsmanship and camaraderie in tennis, captivating fans both on and off the court.